welcome back. Today we are talking about the Ryobi 40 volt power source 300 watt battery inverter. This is the RYi300BG. We're gonna open it up and try it out. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This one is pretty straightforward, just the plastic, but we're gonna, as always, look at some of the specs on the box and then open it up and try it out. First off, this supports the 40 volt battery platform, so the 2 amp hour, 2.6 amp hour, 4 amp hour, 5 amp hour, and it actually says the 6 amp hour batteries, which we haven't even seen yet, but that is good foreshadowing, hopefully, that Ryobi is coming out with a 6 amp hour battery and maybe others in the future. But it does state that at the low end, this supports 7.5 phone charges, 1.4 tablet charges, and 0.7 laptop charges. On the high end, with a 6 amp hour battery, this supports 22.6 phone charges, 4.2 tablet charges, and 2.2 laptop charges. Obviously, again, this has 300 running watts, uses the 40 volt lithium-ion batteries. The USB-A outlet has 3 amps, 5 volts. The USB-C has 5, 9, 12, and 20 volts with 2 amps. And the 120 volt outlet is 2.5 amps. It does also feature a carry handle and a external LED light. Also, it does mention this is good for small electronics like phones, tablets, laptops, and other small devices. It specifically has pictures of fans, light bulbs, projectors, action cameras, stereos or radios, and small TVs. All right, now that we've run through some of the specs, we'll go ahead and open it up. These are some of my least favorite packaging, but wait, it goes here. Hard plastic. Opening it in all the wrong places. All right. All right, let's dig in here. Just in the way of features, we'll start at the top here. Quick carry handle, pretty nice. We have, let's see, LED light there on the top. Obviously the battery terminal there. If we come around to the back, don't see anything there. And then on the side here, we have the light button, it looks like. So that, change the light. We have our USB-A, our USB-C, and our outlet there. So let's go ahead and grab a battery and try it out. All right, guys, now we have a couple things to test here. We've got our big Ryobi drum fan with the power, not the battery. We have the 40 volt 4 amp hour battery here. We'll go ahead and put this in. We're gonna try it out. We also have a USB-C laptop there. First up, there is a little sticker over the power button. You can leave it there. It shows you the normal and troubleshooting, the overload if it starts flashing red. But if you press it, it should go green. As you can see there, it's green, lit up. And if you press and hold, it should power off. Next up, there is the light button on top, right there. The only way the light works is if you've powered it on. So if we power it on, and then we press the light, and it's pretty good illumination. It's kind of weird how you hold it, because your hand is gonna be right there. And honestly, it's kind of lopsided in your hand if you're holding it and it wants to close on you, but I'm guessing you're not going to be holding it and walking around very often, especially with these big batteries. It also has a strobe mode apparently, and then off. So there's on, strobe, and then off. That's bright. Next up, we'll go ahead and plug in the fan because it's so hot right now. Plug that in, turn that on there. That's the high mode. Now, one thing we want to try real quick is with the fan running, we're going to plug in the laptop. Go ahead and plug that in. And sure enough, it is now charging the laptop as well. All right, so now we have the fan running, we have the laptop charging. We're gonna go ahead and plug in the iPad here just to see. And sure enough, there's Jackson on my boy's iPad. So now we have all three, the fan running and the two devices charging using every port. We can even turn on the light if we want. And we have now are using everything on this, and the battery is still at full. We'll go ahead and let this run for just a little bit. So that's pretty impressive. We have all three ports being used, three different devices, obviously not using an enormous amount of power. We're not maxing out the capability or overloading the battery at this point. On to the next test. Now we have a 55-inch LED Vizio TV. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in, try this out. So we'll go ahead and plug it in there, reach around the back here and power that on. Voila! Look at that. It is now connected. This is pretty impressive, guys. I'm pretty excited about this. You could have mobile power, especially in emergencies or whatever. It's pretty cool to be able to power some of these larger devices. Is pretty awesome. We'll keep testing it out and see how it does. We are still running full battery. Just in the little bit we've been playing with this. Again, obviously this is the 4 amp hour battery, so it is rated to do 18 phone charges, 3.5 tablet charges, and 1.5 laptop charges. Let's talk about first impressions here. Obviously, again, this is not a full review. We just opened the package. You witnessed us opening the package here. So just some first initial thoughts. Really like the fact that it has the USB-C. That was one of our complaints with the 18 volt is it doesn't have a USB-C. This one does. Thumbs up there. USB-A, obviously that's great for compatibility reasons. Has the standard outlet. Now, maybe another USB-C port, but otherwise, this is great. Really like the port options there. Now, one of the things we noticed about this 150 watt is that it feels a little cheaply made. It's very light. You can hear a little rattle. And then if you plug it in, if you plug in a USB just right, you can actually turn on the light or turn off the light because the components are so close. This, on the other hand, does not feel that way. It's much more robust. Feels, other than the handle, which flops around, the rest of this feels a lot more durable than the 150 watts. So if you have the 150, this is, or feels to be, much more durable. Obviously it's a little bit bigger, so maybe a little bit more room for the parts and the components. In general, the button or the layout's very similar. If we were to be nitpicky, maybe an additional USB-C, but otherwise very happy with the ports. Again, it is a little weird to hold or carry with the battery in. If you don't have the battery, it's very well balanced. Carrying this around without a battery is not a problem. As soon as you put a battery in though, all of a sudden it becomes off balance and wants to kind of close on your hand. So that's a little bit weird. I don't know how often we're gonna be carrying it around like this. Most of the time, if you're using it with a battery in it, you're going to set it down, and it does have a nice stand on the front that way, or you can lay it down on its back so it's in charging mode. One other thing we would love to see in future versions is the ability to charge your battery while it's in this. Now, that's probably going to require making it bigger, but if you can integrate one of the chargers into this, so you can leave it plugged into the wall, and then when the power goes out or something like that, all you have to do is just unplug it from the wall, and now you're ready to charge. That would be really cool if it could go both ways, if this could function as a charger as well. But again, guys, overall, this seems to be a pretty cool addition to the Ryobi family. Really excited. You know, in the future, if they came out with a bigger model, I mean, we've got the 150, they just released the 300, maybe a 500, 1,000, or if they go like the Egos and get a 3,000 with a couple of batteries, that'd be really cool. Really, really cool. But again, progress here, guys. Really excited for the future. Really excited for bigger batteries. Again, it did state on the package that it supports the 6 amp hour batteries. Hopefully we see those soon. The biggest that we have right now is a 5 amp hour battery, but pretty cool. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're into that. And as always, make sure to comment below to let us know what tool you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, guys. Should we give that another go? Let's give that another try. It also does state that this is best for iPhone, or batteries on, it's in. It does not like the fan. Let's try something else. It's the curse of having so many battery things. Oh, voila! Vizio LCD LED TV. And that feels absolutely phenomenal.